Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist. It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. It's the halfway point this week. Additionally, you guys get to hear me absolutely butcher a good portion of today's decks as far as names go, because as promised, we are going to do one deck. We are going to contain all three of the Nordic God cards. Now, of course, I'm going to be able to pronounce Loden. Okay, I deserve that. Loki, Odin, and Thor. Loden sounds like a cough drop, but whatever. So going into the main deck, because again, this is going to take a minute. I'm going to try to pronounce them, guys. If I mispronounce it, go ahead and leave me like phonetic pronunciation guides down in the comments. Would be just incredibly helpful. To start off today's deck, we are going to run 3 copies of Alvis, the Nordic Alfar. Now, I'm pretty confident on this. Now, the green genie baby here is going to do us some amazing things. First, if only this card is banished by the effect of a Nordic Link monster, and again, only one in existence to my knowledge at the moment, then you may send to the graveyard 1 Nordic monster that you control and 2 Nordic monster cards from your deck, whose combined total levels must equal 10. Then special summon 1 Azer from the extra deck. So essentially, you're going to synchronize without the need for a tuner. Again, it could be a tuner. In fact, there could be multiple tuners, and I don't think they have to be different names. So if you want to send 2 4s and a 2, and you want the 2 4s to be the same name, I guess fill your boots, go for it. So that's cool. Additionally, if an Azer monster or monsters in your possession is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you may banish this card from your graveyard, special summon 1 Azer monster from the extra deck with a different name from the cards in your graveyard. You may only use this effect once per duel. Now, because of that last effect, I do want to run her at 3. I have been trying to play test it at 2 because there's another Nordic in here that I'd much rather bump up to 3. But for now, and again, I just want the Alvis play just to be maximized, because again, there are times where you will end up, redoing the initial effect in order to go ahead and just get another Nordic card. Again, this is better in the early game, just to do all of the effects. But again, mid to late game, the second effect will come in handy. Next up, one of our tuners for this deck. We're going to be running 2 copies. And again, I'm pretty confident here. I'm going to say this is Gold Facts of the Nordic Beasts. Again, might be wrong. Might be. This is a 4-star tuner. And if the opponent controls a synchro monster, again, since Master Rule 5, and we kind of like let up on everything except links and pendulums, synchro has been finding its way back into the game. I don't think it's as popular right now, maybe. I'm thinking it's more Link Xyz. So again, I went with 2 here. But again, if they control a synchro monster, you control no monsters, then you can sort of pseudo Cyber Dragon special summon this card from your hand to your side of the field. And again, it sort of locks itself into being like a once per turn effect. And again, it's just because, again, you can only do it if you don't control monsters. One of the newer cards came out of Battle of Chaos. Another one of our tuners is the Nordic Beast. And again, I think I got this one. Gullenbursty. Might be Gulen. I'm not sure. Basically, it's Pumbaa went Super Saiyan, and he's going to be saying all that good stuff. So again, let's go ahead. Let's check that effect. For a synchro summon, you may substitute this card for any Nordic tuner card. So again, when we get into the extra deck, you're going to notice one needs to be like Nordic Beast. One needs to be Nordic Alfard. I think the last one is Nordic Ascendant. So traditionally, before the card, 2 cards, this being one of them, they were hard to play in the same deck. Again, these 2 monster cards are going to help streamline things, Gullenbursty being one of them. We do have an additional effect here. You can also use each of the following effects once per turn. Those effects are that if this is normal or special summoned, we may special summon a Nordic from our hand. Additionally, we can choose to target a Nordic monster in our graveyard with a different name to add to our hand. So again, fantastic effects. Good card, great card. It's really going to open us up for some good plays. And in addition, we're also going to be playing from Battle Chaos, the Nordic Smithy Valdi. Now again, fairly confident here. It's the next two that are really going to trip me out. What this one says is if that you control either a Nordic or an Aesir monster, again, taking into account our synchro monsters as well as the main deck, we can special summon this card from the hand. Now, if this card is normal or special summoned, we can add one Nordic relic card from the deck to the hand, and each of these effects is a solid once per turn. So again, if we leaned more into the Nordic culture of this deck, which again I could have, I kind of wanted to go a little more tech-based, so this way you guys could actually take this to locals and goof off. That would be fine. Again, this is one of the cards, like I would not mind taking out a copy of Alvis to just go ahead and play our third copy here. But for now, 3-2 split, that's where I've been. This is where it feels like home. Let's get to where I make a fool of myself, shall we? So, let's look at this Nordic alphabet soup. And I want to say that's Tangoster. Maybe. I'm going to call him Black Goat because he looks like a goat and he is black. So this goat says when a monster you control is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you may special summon this from the hand. Once per turn, when this defense position card on the field is changed to face up attack, you may special summon one Nordic Beast monster card from the deck in defense, except same name. Because again, I do not want to try that name twice. And again, this is just going to be great. And again, we did lean more into the Nordic Beasts, as you could tell from the Golden Bursty and, of course, the Gold Fax. Next up is the other goat, aka White Goat. And I'm going to say this is Tangrisnir, maybe. White Goat. When this one is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, special summon 2 Nordic Beast tokens that are going to be 0/0 level 3s. Again, these level 3s plus a level 4 tuner, like Gold Fax, will get you straight up to the level 10 that you need in order to go ahead and play out your God card. Of course, this is only going to work for Thor because he requires it to be a Nordic Beast tuner. Another tuner that we're going to be running, Valkyrie of the Nordic Ascendant. They did want to add this reminder text that this is not part of the Valkyrie archetype, even though it does contain Valkyrie in the name. So no, you cannot use, what was it, Ride of the Valkyries, and something, Time Mischief Magic for the extra battle phase. Not going to work with this card. What is going to work is when this is normal summoned, if the opponent controls a monster and you control no other cards, you may choose to banish 2 Nordic monsters from your hand to special summon 2, and this is going to get pretty goofy here too. Einherjar tokens. They're going to be warrior tokens. They're going to be 4-star. They're actually going to have 1,000 to both stats. And I know that I just absolutely crippled that. But what this is doing is making a Nordic Ascendant tuner plus 8 more stars for a total of 10. So this is like a really good combination to just go ahead and do your plays. And then there's my favorite tuner of the whole deck, being Venatus of the Nordic Ascendant. Now, what makes this one special is not just that it is also a 4-star tuner, but for the synchro summon, you could substitute this for any one Nordic tuner monster. So again, this could be just like Golden Bursty. This could be Ascendant, this could be Alpha, or this could be Beast. And again, so it makes, between this and Golden Bursty, this makes it so that you actually have 6 copies of tuners that will be allowed to make any of the 3 Nordic gods. Additionally, if this is used for synchro material, all other synchros must be Nordic monsters. So again, we're not just going to let this into any other deck in the game. Once per turn, you can send 1 Nordic monster from the deck to the graveyard. This card's level becomes that level until the end of the turn. So again, we could send a level 3 if we needed to, because maybe we've got another 3 and a 2 or some special effect. But you can level modulate. It is more effective if we play more of the archetype the way it used to be played. Right now, you're just going to pick this in any 2/3s, and it's going to be fine. So just real quick, there's my monsters. And again, this is going to be a 40-card deck. So maybe just go ahead and take your screenshot or pause and make some notes. And I'll be right back with the spell traps. And to lead off our spell traps, we are going to start with a single copy, Called by the Grave. because again, it's just a good card, great card. Next up, we do want to play one Change of Heart. Again, when it does come to link building, as we do have some non-Nordic links in here, or some of the synchro plays, being able to just grab one of your opponent's monsters and go for the quick sync, actually very, very nice. So again, don't underestimate the power of the Change of Heart. The Heart-based Feather Duster, again, good tech. And I want to play as much of it as I can. So all this is going to let me do is just destroy my opponent's back row. Again, another good one, another very staple. Monster Reborn, you guys know this one. Let's talk about the newest Nordic relic and like the only one that I chose to play today. And again, this is going to get a little dicey with this name. I'm going to say it's Hilds Lidskov? Skulf? I'm not sure. It is a crazy cool looking throne. I definitely wish I had one. The effect here, special summon one Nordic from the deck. You may not special summon monsters from the extra deck except Azir while that monster is face up on the field. You can banish this in the graveyard to add one Nordic from your deck to the hand, then shuffle one card from the hand back into the deck. You may only use one of these effects that turn, and only once during that turn. So again, it is cool. It is going to let us get a quick special summon. This will allow us to just build our board real quick. It also means we don't have to use our normal summon to start loops. So we can sort of hold back on certain things. Another thing we're going to do, 3 copies Pot of Extravagance. Would I play Prosperity here if I had it? Absolutely. I do think Prosperity is the better of the two, especially in this deck. But for now, we just loaded down the extra deck to minimize the amount of damage that we're going to do to ourselves with this, just to get to draw 2. Last spell card we're going to use, 2 copies Raigeki. Again, pretty straightforward, just blow up the opponent's side. Going into our traps, and we've actually got a handful. First thing I'm going to play is 3 copies Infinite Impermanence. Because again, if I'm going to recommend that you guys take this to locals, you should be sort of prepared for what's going to happen there. And you guys should know what Infinite Impermanence does by now. It's good card, great card. I am going to be running 2 copies of Mind Drain. Again, you activate this card by paying 1,000 life points, and then neither player can activate effects of monsters in the hand. So again, I will lose like... which one was it that special summoned? I think it was Evaldi. I think I'm going to lose like Evaldi's effect and Goldfax's summoning effect, because those are effects that would activate in the hand. Meanwhile, again, I got like this and Called by the Grave. I should be pretty well kept away from hand traps. And again, 1,000 points, not that much to pay. And again, I'm still not seeing a whole lot of back row hate, but they did it again. This is built for the December 1st format, where we had 2 cards of pretty well-known massive effects coming back to the game at 3 each. So Twin Twisters may or may not be a thing, guys. If anything, look for it in the side decks. Again, people are probably going to be running the Feather Duster. But again, that's fine. And then the last card we want to run 3 strikes. Again, this is going to be able to stop monster summons as well as monster effects. So again, you got a lot of cards to stop effects. There should be enough ways to kind of stun the opponent while you board a big 10-star monster card. I think this is a perfect way to round out this month. Guys, go ahead, take the screenshot and make the notes, and I'll be right back with the extra deck, all right? So just 1 second. All right, and to start off our extra deck, I thought I would start with the Nordic synchros. First one I want to play is Beals of the Diabolic Dragons. Now, this one is a little outdated as far as its text, so I did prepare for this. Give me half a second. So we have this one here. It's a little more up to date on what the effect is with less text. So can I be destroyed by battle or card effects? If I take damage from an attack involving this card or from an opponent's card effect, this card would gain attack equal to damage taken. And again, this is not until the end of turn effect. So again, yeah, it's cool. This will not count me paying life though. So do keep that in mind. So I'm not going to get a refund off the Mind Drain. But instead, I've got a really cool kind of indestructible card that can still get kaiju'd pretty easily. But you know what? It's fun. It's also it's a good 8 stars. So I wanted to play it. One that I got on 7 was the FA Drawn Dragster. Now you guys should know this one. It's going to gain 300 times its star level, so it's going to be 2100 attack. If this attacks defense position monster, we can go ahead and inflict piercing. Forget the FA portion of the effect. Let's go to the last part. Once per turn, when the opponent activates a spell, trap, or effect, we can reduce this card's level by 2. If we do this, we get to negate the activation and destroy the card. So again, this is one of those things that you're pretty much always going to put up in like defense position, and then just have it sit on the field for some goodness. Now going into the Nordic gods, we're going to play 2 copies of Loki. And again, this is a Nordic Alfar plus 2 or more non-tuners. So again, what make them fun is as sort of like the Gen 3 god cards. And like the absolute Gen 3 god cards. Because again, you got to remember, we had the Wickeds, which were sort of like Gen 1-5. They were from the manga. They did not require 3 tributes, I don't think. And none of the Earthbound Immortals, even though they were in Gen 3, they only required 2 tributes as well. But then again, Sacred Beasts, there was a triple offering. The Egyptian gods, there was a triple offering. Nordic gods, there's a triple offering. So again, kind of keeps up with that thematically. Once per turn, when the opponent activates a spell or trap card during your battle phase, has a quick effect. You may negate the activation if you do destroy it. Once per turn during the end phase, if this face-up card you controlled was destroyed by an opponent's card effect sent to the graveyard this turn, you may banish 1 Nordic Alfar tuner from the graveyard to special summon it. And when summoned this way, you can target a trap in the graveyard to add back to your hand. We do not play any of his tuners. When he is gone, he is gone. Sad truth. We do want to play 3 of the Allfather Odin, the Father of the Aesir. And this is Nordic Ascendant plus, again, 2 or more non-tuners. This one is the strongest physically at 4,000. Also has, I think, the most effective effect. And we do run a single copy of his tuners. Once per turn, you can make this card be unaffected by spell and trap effects until the end of this turn. Once per turn during the end phase, if this face-up card you controlled was destroyed by an opponent's card effect and sent to the graveyard, you may banish 1 Nordic Ascendant tuner from the graveyard to special summon this back. And again, when special summoned this way, Odin will actually allow you to draw a card. So again, Odin doing pretty well. And actually, I do have to take something back. I said there was only 1 tuner because I was referring to the Valkyrie. No, Venatus is actually Nordic Ascendant as well. So you're actually going to get 4 pops for that, which is, I think, better. Just like there's going to be 5 for Nordic Beasts because of Goldfax and Golem So without further ado, we are going to play 3 copies of Thor, the Lord of Aesir. And again, this is Nordic Beast plus non-tuners. Once per turn, you can negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls until the end of the turn. Very, what was the spell? Dark Ruler no more. Once per chain during the end phase, if this face-up card you controlled was destroyed by an opponent's card and sent to the graveyard this turn, you can banish 1 Nordic Beast tuner from the graveyard. Special summon this card. If summoned this way, inflict 800 points of damage to the opponent. So again, he's going to do a little extra damage, which is pretty cool. And again, he's between Thor and Odin. Those are the 2 I tend to play most. Moving off to the links, we are going to run 3 copies of Golveg. This is going to be any 1 level 5 or lower Nordic monster card. So any monster in our deck. If Link summoned, you may banish up to 3 cards from the hand and or field. And if you do, special summon that many Nordic from the deck in defense. For the remainder of this turn, you cannot special summon except Aesir monsters, nor normal summon or set any monster cards. You can only use this effect once per turn. While this card points to an Aesir monster, your opponent cannot target that monster with card effects, and they cannot target this card with attacks. So again, you play Odin. Odin protects Golveg. I want to say she's based on Freya, which I think was the wife of Odin. For any of you that are buffs on the mythology, let me know. But again, it's really cool. It's a definite little tag team. And then the last 2 cards, I just kind of tossed a Cerberus and a Phoenix in here. Guys, you let me know what you would have tossed in for the last 2. But that's the deck today. I do hope that you guys enjoyed this. This is a great way, I think, to send off November as God Month. And then, of course, I want to do some extra decks that are going to be coming out. Things that we pulled some support for. Again, I want to do an update for the Witchcrafters because that was requested. So I'm thinking tomorrow or Friday. I'd like to get that done for you guys. I do want to redo the Grand Module to Isa just because we do have the extra like dimensional fissures in Macrocosmos. And guys, seriously, thanks for watching. I hope that you guys all enjoyed this. I hope you guys get a chance to play this one. If you guys want to support the channel, and it seems like a lot of you do, quickest, easiest thing that you guys could do is just go ahead and like leave a comment and throw us a thumbs up. Takes you guys literal seconds, but I promise you, even if it takes a day or two, we read all of them. I try to respond to all of them because it really makes my day when you guys go out of your way for me like that. Really helps us be seen here on the platform. Outside of that, if you haven't subscribed, maybe consider it. Maybe we haven't earned that yet, so keep coming back until we do. I'm more than happy to work for that. And even if you don't do any of that stuff for me, do one thing, okay? And I know some of you may need the permission for this, so you have my permission. I want you guys to go out there and just make today like a great day. Just enjoy it. Actively pursue some happiness today, and I don't care what that means. If that means you go get your favorite drink, you watch your favorite show, or you goof off and you watch a couple of my videos, that'd be fantastic. I hope the best for you guys. I hope to see you guys again next time. See you later.